CGTN на волне длиной 22 метра. Прием в Астане 20 мая.
In order for more than a decade, and it doesn't matter who is in the White House, whether it's the Republicans or the Democrats, they cannot seem to put a lid on spending, and that is ballooning the deficit. It is now standing somewhere around $2 trillion, and it's growing at the same time. GDP and tax revenue isn't keeping pace, so that's causing the deficit to balloon even further. It needs to borrow more money. It's selling its treasuries, but the yields on those are spiking. In fact, the 10-year spiked over 5% on the downgrade, and that's putting more debt pressure on the U.S. And many economists say the clock is running out on the U.S. At some point, they're not going to be able to pay these debts, and then many say that is the end of American exceptionalism. I do just want to mention the timing of this downgrade. It came at the same time as the House Budget Committee failed to pass Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. It is that agenda where he's including lots of tax cuts and immigration changes. Subsequently, it did pass, but many critics say it will pull him to national debt, not helping the issue whatsoever. Now, Wall Street largely shook off the downgrade. The Dow started the session lower, but did recover. It finished up 0.3%. The Nasdaq was basically flat, and the S&P was up by a fraction.
That was Corinna Mitchell reporting. The European Union has reduced its forecast for the group's GDP growth this year in its annual spring economic forecast. Officials say uncertainty due to global trade tensions has hit levels unseen since the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. Willem Denslow is here again with the economic outlook for Europe.
It's being described by European Commission officials as a significant downward revision. Back in November, the European Union's economy was slated to grow 1.5% in 2025, with 1.3% growth expected in the Eurozone. But, according to the EU's freshly released spring forecast, the EU is expected to now grow 1.1%, and for the euro area by just 0.9%. This comes on the heels of the International Monetary Fund's announcement that it has downgraded Europe's economic outlook for both this year and next. EU Economy Commissioner Valdis Dombrovskis has blamed US tariffs, saying that trade uncertainty was weighing on EU exports. Commission officials say that the world was largely unprepared for the sharp protectionist shift in US trade policy, and the trade tensions between Washington and Beijing have contributed to the sense of uncertainty. Trade between the European Union and US accounts for an